Today in Chicago, a local man faces serious charges in a deadly confrontation. Stay tuned.
I'm Garrett.
And I'm Leah.
Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett in Chicago.
All right, here's where we begin. First up, Chicago man charged with murder in fatal shooting of Gary teen during October brawl. Deontay Taylor, a 32-year-old from Chicago, has been charged with murder after a tragic incident on October 19, 2025. He allegedly shot Darviar Anthony, an 18-year-old from Gary, during a brawl. Witnesses reported that about a dozen juveniles were involved in the altercation when Taylor arrived and reportedly opened fire. Anthony unfortunately died at Methodist Hospital. Taylor faces charges of murder, unlawful possession of a firearm, and gun enhancement. Police found multiple shell casings at the scene. Interestingly, Taylor's relatives claim they were trying to stop the fight. This case really highlights the pressing issues of gun violence and youth involvement in dangerous situations. And here's a shocking detail. Taylor reportedly shot Anthony multiple times, then stood over him and fired again. It's just, kind of hard to wrap your head around.
That's a solid point, Leah. It's really disturbing to hear about such senseless violence. We need to seriously address gun violence and how youths are getting involved in these risky situations. Are our current interventions effective at all? Because honestly, it doesn't seem like it when stuff like this keeps happening. All right, let's roll on to our next story. American man in Japanese detention for 4 years claims innocence in controversial case. Chris Payne from St. John, Indiana, has been in solitary confinement in Japan for 4 years now. He's accused of a crime he insists he didn't commit. Despite evidence suggesting his innocence, like cell phone data and DNA discrepancies, he's still detained. The Innocence Project of Japan is advocating for him, claiming the DNA evidence was manipulated. This case really brings to light the challenges within Japan's judicial system, especially for foreigners. It could potentially lead to changes in how justice is served there. What's surprising here is that despite clear evidence suggesting his innocence, Payne remains detained. Japan's hostage justice system really seems harsh.
Real talk, Garrett. This situation is just outrageous. It's a blatant miscarriage of justice. There's definitely a need for international awareness and reform in Japan's judicial practices. And think about the broader implications for foreign nationals in similar circumstances. It's really concerning. Okay, let's move on to our next story. Chicago Heights priest nears journey's end in walk for immigration justice. Rev. Gary Graff, who's the head pastor at Our Lady of the Heights Parish, is nearing the end of his 2-month walk from Dolton to New York City. His journey aims to raise awareness for immigration justice, particularly for immigrant children, by engaging in conversations with diverse communities along the way. Even after facing challenges, including an injury, Graff emphasizes compassion and dialogue in addressing immigration issues. His journey shows the need for compassion and dialogue, illustrating both the differences and commonalities between communities. And here's where it gets really interesting. Graff was injured during the journey but continued to emphasize the importance of interfaith conversations.
I'm all about that perspective, Leah. Graff's dedication and resilience are truly commendable. It shows how individual actions can spark broader change. The emphasis on dialogue and understanding across communities it's really powerful. All right, on to the next thing. Portage debuts first public ice rink, sparking winter fun at Indiana Dunes. Portage has opened its first public ice rink, the Fire and Ice Rink, near Indiana Dunes National Park, and it's getting quite the positive community response. With $5 admission and skate rentals, it's a super affordable way for families to enjoy winter activities. If it's successful, we might see more public skating opportunities in the future. It's a great way to encourage outdoor engagement during the winter months. One surprising tidbit, they maintain the rink manually without a Zamboni, using just shovels and water.
That's so wild. I love the idea of a new community space bringing families together. Affordable recreational activities are crucial for community well-being, and the innovative approach to maintaining the rink is just, well, it's really cool. And last up, let's shed some light on this interesting story. Chef Sebastian White transforms therapy through farm-to-table cooking for Chicago students. Chef Sebastian White has been delivering fresh food prep kits to students at the Chicago Jesuit Academy. It's part of Project TN, using farm-to-table culinary instruction as a form of therapy. The program not only teaches cooking, but also incorporates food history and social issues, empowering youth through thoughtful cooking experiences. White's approach emphasizes dignity and care, challenging students' assumptions about food and their own potential. What's surprising is that this initiative was inspired by personal losses and integrates historical lessons into culinary education.
That's a story worth telling. The innovative use of culinary arts as a therapeutic tool is just brilliant. Addressing social issues through education like this can really make a difference, and the potential for expanding such programs is definitely something to be excited about.
And that's all for today's Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett in Chicago.
Stay safe out there and join us again tomorrow. Have a great day.